Welcome to 10-Minute Zuimonki. Dōgen taught, saying, during the reign of Emperor Taiso of the Tang dynasty, a horse was presented to him from a foreign land. It was said to be capable of traveling 1,000 miles in a single day. Although Taiso accepted the gift, he did not rejoice in it. Instead, he thought, even if this horse can truly travel 1,000 miles in a day, what use is it to me? If I ride it alone and cover that distance, but my attendants cannot accompany me, what benefit does it bring? He then summoned Gicho and asked for his opinion. Gicho replied, I think exactly as your majesty does. Upon hearing this, the emperor ordered that the horse be loaded with gold and silk and sent back. Now I tell you this. If even an emperor returned something from which no real benefit could be derived, then surely a monk wearing the patched robe needs nothing more than robes and a begging bowl. Why accumulate things that you will never use? Even lay people wholly devoted to their craft do not concern themselves with acquiring fields, orchards, and gardens. They regard all the people of the realm as belonging to one country, one family. Chiso, while serving at the bridge of the Dharma, once gave his final instruction to his son before his death. Apply yourself diligently and devote yourself completely to the path you have chosen. How much more should this be true for you, children of the Buddha? Set aside the 10,000 concerns and devote yourselves to this one thing alone. Keep this well in your heart. Today's passage begins with a story about a remarkable horse. During the Tang dynasty, Emperor Taiso received a gift from a foreign land. A horse said to be capable of traveling 1,000 miles in a single day. For most rulers, such a gift would have been a source of great pride. It was rare, impressive, and valuable. But Taiso reacted in an unexpected way. Instead of celebrating, he asked himself a simple question. What use is it? Even if the horse could travel 1,000 miles in a day, he reasoned, what benefit would there be if he rode ahead while all his attendants were left behind? The horse possessed an extraordinary ability, yet that ability did not serve any meaningful purpose. So the emperor sent it back. Dōgen tells this story because he wants us to ask the same question. Not whether something is impressive, not whether it is rare, not whether it is valuable, but whether it is useful for the purpose we have chosen. This is a surprisingly difficult question. Many things in life are attractive simply because they are impressive. We admire them because others admire them. We want them because others want them. We accumulate possessions, skills, achievements, and experiences without always asking whether they truly serve what matters most. Dōgen's concern is not that these things are bad. His concern is that they distract us. A person can spend an entire life collecting things that have little to do with what they actually care about. And so Dōgen turns the story toward Buddhist practice. He says that a monk really needs very little: a robe and a bowl, the necessities required for practice. Why burden oneself with endless possessions? Why spend one's life gathering things that one neither needs nor uses? Of course, most of us are not monks. We live in the world. We have jobs, homes, families, and responsibilities. Yet the principle remains the same. Every one of us must eventually decide what our life is about. And once we know that, we can begin asking, does this support it, or does it distract from it? The more clearly we understand our purpose, the easier it becomes to recognize what is unnecessary. Dōgen then says that even in the mundane world, those who completely devote themselves to a certain path do not think it necessary to possess property such as fields, orchards, or gardens. Why? Because their attention is directed elsewhere. Their energy is devoted to the work they consider important. This is not really a teaching about poverty. It is a teaching about focus. Anything worthwhile requires concentration. Musicians must devote themselves to music. Scholars must devote themselves to study. Athletes must devote themselves to training. And a practitioner must devote himself to the way. At the end of the passage, Dōgen quotes the words of a dying man who said to his son, "Apply yourself diligently and devote yourself completely to the path you have chosen." It is simple advice, but perhaps it is some of the best advice anyone can receive. Choose your path carefully, then walk it wholeheartedly. Do not constantly look over your shoulder. Do not spend your life wondering whether something else might be more attractive. Do not scatter your energy in 10,000 directions. Dōgen concludes by saying, "Set aside the 10,000 concerns and devote yourselves to this one thing alone." The phrase 10,000 concerns appears often in Zen literature. It refers to all the distractions, worries, ambitions, and desires that pull us away from what truly matters. The problem is not that these concerns exist. The problem is that they multiply endlessly. One concern becomes 10. 10 become 100. 100 become 1,000, and before we know it, our life has been consumed by things that are ultimately unimportant. The Buddha way invites us to simplify, to return again and again to what matters most. So perhaps the question Dōgen leaves us with today is the same question Emperor Taiso asked himself. What is it good for? Whatever it may be, a possession, a goal, an ambition, or a distraction, does it help you walk the path you have chosen? Or does it simply take up space in your life? The answer to that question may tell us a great deal about where our energy ought to go. Thank you for listening. Until next time.